Hey guys, and welcome to, I don't even know what tutorial this is, but this is a tutorial where I'll be teaching you how to set up and make objectives. So I'll go back into the test mission. Wait for it to load up again. First time is always slow, as always. This tutorial is going to help you with another tutorial that I'll be making, and depending on when you're watching this, might already be made, so look for the briefing tutorial. So we'll just, actually, if you watch the tutorial before this, which is triggers part 1 and 2, I'm going to keep what we have so far because we're going to need it for the objective anyways. So first things first, to create an objective we're going to need triggers. We already have our triggers set up, so really we can already start making the objective. So so right now what we had in in the triggers tutorial was for this man, for this AT specialist to for this AT specialist to destroy the Tunguska, which is right here, and then once the Tunguska is destroyed, the Black Hawk will unlock, and that's what we have in our trigger. Sorry, that's another trigger. That's what we have here. So as soon as the Tunguska is down, the helicopter unlocks and we get the little message that the Tunguska is down. So now what we can do, just to make it a lot more easy for you to understand and visualize, we're just gonna make a new trigger. You don't really have to, you could just add the code that I'm about to add right after false. So we'll just create another trigger. We'll click F3, double click, and we'll access A and B 0. Everything else set to none. Condition will put that the Tunguska is down, so refer to the triggers tutorial. Now here comes the code for the objectives. The first part that you want to put in on activation, remember this is all going to be in the description on the YouTube video, so just watch there if you want to copy and paste. But first thing is, this in this case, this will be objective 1. So this tells the server that objective 1 has been completed. I'm going to put it all capital. The next piece of code will tell the briefing, which I'll make another tutorial to do. I'll make another tutorial how to show you how to do it. But this next piece of code will tell the briefing that this task has been completed. Right after this code, TSK or task, right after this piece of these 3 letters is the name of your task. So in this case it's obj_1, like that. And then what you do is you put set task state and succeeded. Alright, so this will tell the briefing that the objective has been succeeded or done. Now this next piece of code I'm showing you is optional. You don't have to do it, but if let's say you want your objectives to be completed in a specific order, you put in this piece of code. So this with the P will tell the server or the client, sorry, that once objective 1 has been completed, set the current task to objective 2. Now this next part, you don't really have to use either, but it's easier to use. I mean, it's better to do if after a certain amount of objectives are completed and you just want the mission to end. So I actually I do this quite a bit. First you just put that. So objective 1. So you're defining objective 1 as being true. So that means that once the Tunguska is down, objective 1 exists in the mission. So it becomes an actual variable. But for that to happen, you also have to define objective 1 as a variable. So you put that. So we just defined objective 1 as a variable. And that's all the code actually for this. Yeah, that's it really. So yeah, this is a short tutorial, but make sure that right after this you watch the how to make a briefing tutorial. It's gonna help you a lot. And also, actually what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take out this piece of code where it sets the next task because we don't have another task. So what I'm going to do now is make another trigger. And remember how we defined objective 1 as a public variable, right? So we'll make axis A and B 0 again. Okay, this trigger, so once objective 1 is completed, the game will end. Alright? So set the type to end number 1. Condition. That's all you have to put for the condition. And then on activation, you just put the short code. Boom, and that's it. So once the Tunguska is destroyed, the mission will end. Since we only have one objective, you might as well just do this and force end, but there's no point, right? Because once you have more objectives, let's say we have 3 objectives and you use the code that I gave you in the other trigger, you would put this. So that would tell the trigger that once objective 1 and 2 and 3 are completed, the server will force end. So the mission will be ended. So that's it for this tutorial. Make sure to watch the next tutorial and look in the description for the codes that I just put in. Alright guys, thank you, and I'm just going to save this because we're going to be using it again in the next tutorial. Alright, see you later and stay tuned.